What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Maverick Man 101. Got a video today from the Modern King. Woman demands a divorce, then immediately regrets it when he simply kicks her out. Let's go.
When I decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce, we sit down in our session. It's like really tense, really awkward. My ex was sitting there like, so why do we have an emergency session? The therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying and I was like, I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? So he responded right away and he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. Like, I knew that I was ready to leave that day, but I couldn't believe that that was his reaction. There was no empathy. There was no compassion. There was no like wanting to fight for us, and I was like, so what are we gonna do? And he just kept playing and he was like, I already got an apartment. I already took my name off of the lease. So it was like within a couple days he moved out.
He did exactly what he needed to do. No man with self-respect is going to waste their time and energy trying to convince you not to divorce them, just to appease your ego.
So I was married for 10 years. I got married young.
Here we go.
21. Already had a baby. He was 8 weeks old at our wedding. I remember feeling like my marriage was temporary from the beginning. And here we are 10 years later going through a divorce. He didn't really start this process. I guess it was more so me because I was always looking for someone else because I didn't know how to be loved or how to accept love from somebody. And so while he was fighting for me, I was pushing him away. I left the good guy. I left the guy that everybody looks at and is like, that's a dad. That's a husband. That's how it's supposed to be. He did the dishes.
100% guarantee that this man is much, much better off, homie. Seeing these videos, man, there's more and more of them every single day, man. I'm watching these fucking women out here that, you know, oh, I left a good man. I didn't want to be with him anymore. He was such a good dad, but I want somebody else. Homie, one of the most important decisions you're ever going to make as a man is the woman that you pick and choose to be with.
Watching my ex.
I think it's the most, I don't even think it's one of the most, I think it is the most important decision a man could ever make is to make the one that he decides ultimately to have kids with and to marry. I think it is the most important decision that a man can make. And I don't think enough men take it seriously enough, right? Because you see all these guys getting divorced. And the reason behind it is the woman saying that he was too perfect. He was too good. He was everything you wanted in a man. Most men are. Most men are good fathers, are going to be good fathers, are going to be good husbands, are good husbands. Most men, right? It's these wildebeest out here, these witches out here looking for everything else. Now, are there some men out there who do dirt and just are not great people? Sure, right? They still want them, but yeah, sure. But you're not going to sit here and tell me that this is a majority of the men when majority of women are filing for divorce, specifically your educated women. So no. It is, to me, I think it's just I think it is the most important decision that a man could make. And I don't think it should be taken lightly just because she's hot or you got her after her streets phase, right? And now you think you special. You know what I mean? Like, I think that men need to really, really vet these women, hire that private investigator, peruse her social media, go through all of it, man. Any red flags, question her, evaluate her. If you don't like what you hear, get out of there. Stop giving them, the green light. Stop giving them a pass. Stop giving them a hall pass because you lonely and desperate.
Thrive. It's a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me because I walked away with literally having to start over. after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys, and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to, and wondering if I'm going to be able to feed them.
The problem that I have with this is that when you decide to no longer be in a relationship with somebody, they do not owe you for their successes from the time that you stopped being with them on. Outside of what they owe you for potentially justified alimony and child support, you cannot get mad that that man is successful without you because you're not his future, so he does not owe you the future rewards.
I find it interesting how they
Facts.
don't consider the consequences of their actions and then act oblivious as to how they ended up in the situation that they're currently in.
I'm divorced. I thought I'd be happier, except the judge set the child support amount at $326 a month. $326 a month for 2 kids for child support is what he has to pay me. $326 a month. Because he's not working. Because he chooses not to. I was able to cross-examine him, which was fun. And I asked him how many hours a week he spends working. Or trying to sell houses, because technically he still has a real estate license, so technically he's still a realtor. He said 15 hours a week, approximately, is how many hours he works per week. Grown man. Grown, able-bodied man with transportation and no childcare to worry about, says he works 15 hours a week.
The most you've done for a man that wasn't your man. Bought him skincare products that...
So I think we've covered this woman before on this channel, but or I think she's popped up on another video, but the divorce is planned before the wedding. Shout out to CGA. And I think that, again, women never think about the child, right? She's only thinking about the amount of money that she can get from the relationship or the failed relationship, from the alimony, from the child support. It's all about what she can get, not what is necessary for the child, right? That's why I said, man, this feminism thing, it's going to kick men and women in the behind, but it's going to obliterate children, and it has.
Childcare to worry about, says he works 15 hours a week.
The most you've done for a man that wasn't your man. Bought him skincare products that cleared his acne. He found his confidence and left me.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
Skincare should be an integral part in every man's life, as it makes you feel and look better. In fact, it can even remove your tolerance to the childish, entitled, and self-centered behavior that we have seen throughout this video. All jokes aside, it is extremely important to protect your skin's health. Skin cancer has risen over 200% in men, which is why it is essential for you to have a high-quality skincare system to help prevent this. Which is why I'm excited to have
I think that as he gets into his promotion here, shout out to the Modern King. But, you know, I think that going back to this brother here, let me go back a little bit. Your confidence is key, right? And I think that, again, man, I got to shout out Coach Greg Adams on this, man. Your abundance, your leverage is key as a man, right? When you have that, it's not so much as you, and your confidence is tied into that, right? It's not so much as you having game and having riz and having to do all this song and dance and, you know, spin plates because it just speaks for itself. You're confident in who you are. And shout out to this young gentleman for, you know, taking care of himself and moving on and doing what he needed to do. So yeah, let's keep going. Shout out to the Modern
to
King.
get 40% off your first skincare system and a free gift. Plus, as a member, you'll also get 20% off for life. By the way, the free gift you're choosing from has a $20 value and is a complete game changer. This body scrubber has made it much easier
dating on Are We Dating the Same Guy? And apparently he's had 2 other girlfriends the entire time we've been dating. And I'm just curious if you guys think I should share his picture here and ruin his life, because it would not be hard. I know I could go viral because y'all would share and like and follow as long as we have this app. And, you know, I'm just feeling extremely jaded and really pissed off because he concocted this whole story about being in Italy, and apparently he's told these girls all different things. And what men are so stupid about, women talk, women find shit out, and women will always come together before we let you get away with anything. Talk about a sociopath. He doesn't even know. Watch me ruin his life.
I ask you, can you imagine what would happen if a man posted a video like that?
Right.
If a man posted asking if he should destroy some woman's life? Or the outcry that would happen if hundreds, make that thousands of men said yes. Yes, do everything you can to destroy him and make his life a living hell. Which is exactly what women are doing in the comments on her video. That man would lose his account in seconds. The coven would come for him like ravens to a roadkill. And let's be clear on what she said in her video. She wants to do this to a guy she's been dating. Let me repeat that. Dating. Not a guy she's in a relationship with. Not a guy she's married to. Even though both of those still wouldn't justify her trying to dox him and destroy his life. All because he's been dating someone else besides her the whole time. I mean, we all know the likelihood is she's been doing the very same thing, or that she's got a long roster of guys just waiting in the wings.
100%.
But in her mind, like that of most of today's women, that's okay. She as a woman is allowed to do that. But a man, oh no, he must commit to her completely from day one. He must give up everything in his life to make her the one and only focus of his attention, and more importantly, his money. And she expects this even though, from what we can tell in her video, they've never had a discussion at all about being exclusive. I mean, I don't know about you, but who's the real psychopath here? Right. In the end, this is yet another example of how today's modern women not just think, but act. It's why, gentlemen, you need to think long and hard whether you want to take the risk. Pause. Because as you heard in her video, she's salivating to destroy that man. She's literally giddy over the possibility of doing so. And she's already reaching out for validation and support so she can justify it. Validation and support she's sure to get and is getting. And as even she said, she'll also easily get her mob, followers to help her. And it's why, gentlemen, we all need to learn from this. We need to see it for what it is and the risk it presents. Not just to the man in question in the video, but all of us. We need to see women for the risk they are. Again, not just to us as individuals, but to every single man walking the earth. Understand that, much like women say about men, you can never know who are the good ones and who are the bad ones. With the added bonus with women, which is that even the good ones can be turned into bad ones once their jealous girlfriends start chirping in their ears. Men, ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth having your life destroyed, your reputation ruined based on the word of one angry woman who's doing it just because she can? A woman who will never be questioned on what she's saying, never be held accountable, even when it's been proven she's lying.
Not guilty. All charges have been dropped.
Hey man, I like that guy. I think he I can't remember the name of the channel that he runs. But I think he's spot on with what he's saying. I think it's one of those things where, again, right? I mean, shout out to CGA. I heard him talk about how women operate on a spectrum, right? There's no pie chart, right? There's men, I think a lot of times like to put women into a pie chart, right? These are the good girls over here. These are the bad girls over here. And they don't ever mix, right? But I think that what he talks about is they don't operate on a pie chart. What am I from Boston? They don't operate on a pie chart. They operate more so on a spectrum. And I think that's true, right? They're good girls, quote unquote, then they're bad girls. Then they can go back to good and dip their toe in bad with only fools and stuff like that. Like, it's just this idea of the quintessential good girl, I think, is a complete farce. I think it's a lie. I think it's always been a lie for the most part, but definitely today, I think it's a complete lie. These women have way more of a backing than men have. They have way more of a social safety net than men have. And so it allows them to operate differently, right? If you know your coach got your back, your boys got your back, you know, your parents got your back, you move with a little bit more, you know, how can I say, IDGAF, right? I don't give a fudge, right? When you know folks got your back, right? And maybe not to that high extreme, but when you know folks have your back, no matter what you do, you tend to move a little bit different. And I think women operate like that, right? They operate like, I know folks have my back. I know society has my back. The sisterhood has my back. So I'm going to do and say whatever I want. Now, when the sisterhood turns on them, or at least part of it, they're flabbergasted. They don't know what to do. They like, I thought y'all was with me. And the sisterhood be like, nah, sis, you tripping.
Never be held accountable, even when it's been proven she's lying.
Not guilty. All charges have been dropped. James, man to man, I'm sorry you had to go through this and that your personal and professional lives have been ruined as a result of her false allegations. And as for you, no. Bad. That's very bad. Don't do that again, okay? Okay. Alright, case dismissed. Wait. Yes? Bad? Yes, what she did was bad. Very bad, and she won't do it again, right? Right. What she did should be a felony. Why is she not being punished? Did you not just hear me tell her no? That's not punishment. I want her to be punished. Do you want me to say it again? No, she should suffer like I've suffered. Her lies have caused me to lose my job, my family, my house. The whole world now sees me as a woman. It's not true. We just found you innocent. It doesn't matter what the court ruled. The damage has already been done. Even though I never once lifted my finger at a woman, the whole world will forever see me as a monster. No, they won't. Yes, they will. No, they won't. She deserves to be punished more than just a slap on the wrist. I'd bet you like that, wouldn't you, woman? See?
If you enjoyed...
Hey, man, good skit from this guy. Shout out to him. I don't know who he is, but really good skit. Again, it's just like what I talked about, right? They got the courts and society in their back pocket. And it's been like this for the better part of, you know, I don't know, 60, 70 plus years, right? Probably going into that second, third wave of feminism. Definitely once you start to see baby deletions legalized, yeah, so you start to see them gain that confidence, right? After that suffrage movement and Margaret Sanger and, you know, what's that family? The Rockefeller family. I think one of his granddaughters was highly influential in that. The backing of society just continued to grow, right? In the court of social opinion, societal opinion, the court of public opinion, women got it. They got it. You know what I mean? So be careful out there, men. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys rocking with me on this video. Shout out to the Modern King for this video. I did have to skip over those promotions. But thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, eat well, sleep well, be well. I'll see you guys later. Peace.